Hey guys, welcome back to Transformers G1 for Life, where I talk about G1 toys and related cartoon continuity.
Wingspan and Pounce, what are those spies up to?
Today we're taking a look at a unique character from the 4th season of G1, Punch. So like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Season 4 was only 3 episodes long, the 3-part Rebirth, and it sees Cybertron being restored to a golden age. These 3 episodes were a massive push to debut about 1,000 new characters based on the new line of toys. Well, I think it really was only around 50 characters or so, but still, that is a lot to jam into 3 22-minute episodes. And only a handful of familiar characters appeared, like Optimus Prime, Ultra Magnus, Spike, some combiner groups. So kids wouldn't be disappointed or confused with what they were watching, because the focus was heavily on the new characters. And all of these new characters that were crammed into the Rebirth had a gimmick.
Are you crazy? What are you doing?
We had Throttlebots, clones, a six-changer, the Target Masters, the Headmasters, giant cities, and one of my favorites from this new line of toys, the Spy. Punch, sometimes Counterpunch. His total screen time amounts to seconds, but it was enough to introduce him, explain who he is, and what he does. He is a spy for the Autobots, and is a triple changer of sorts. As a vehicle, he is a blue Pontiac Fiero, but it's his robot forms that are unique. He can transform into an Autobot or a Decepticon. Let's see that transformation in action.
Time for me to do a little spying of my own as a Decepticon.
This is the car. It's a Pontiac Fiero. It is blue. It's made of plastic. It's got a little bit of weight to it. And we're going to transform this guy into an Autobot. Starts with pulling the legs back and then spinning them around and then pulling them apart to lock them in place. We turn them around. We pull down these arm parts. And then we pop out the arms. These are his Autobot arms. And then the hood opens up and the head comes out. And then we close that up, and this is him in Autobot mode, and you can see he's got the yellow chest in his face, he's got like a mouth plate, and you can see his eyes. Now the gimmick with this guy is that he can go from Autobot to Decepticon, so we're going to do that right now. So basically you put those Autobot arms away, he's got 2 sets of arms, and you take these pieces and you roll them up. These basically become like shoulders. Okay, we turn him around. He has feet as a Decepticon. And then the hood opens up and this flips around to reveal his Decepticon rub sign. We pop open those blue Decepticon arms. And then we pull back that head plate, this piece here. Pull that back, covers up the Autobot's head. And then what we see here is he's got a mouth and he has basically like a visor for eyes. So that is Counterpunch, a true robot in disguise. And now, back to the show.
Galvatron told me to check up on you. Beat it, Counterpunch! We don't need your help!
This is his only scene of action, and I think it does a good job of explaining his role, but it still leaves questions. He is clearly an Autobot that transforms into a Decepticon so he can gather some information. Pounce and Wingspan kick him out, and it doesn't seem like they like him very much, maybe because he's nosy. But this is a little strange.
Fine, you deal with my Autobot counterpart. I've heard he's nearby.
Why would he warn them that Punch is nearby? It makes no sense. It allows them to get the jump on him because they were expecting him.
Real nearby.
Now I realize that he needs to have the Decepticons' trust, but warning them that they're about to get shot upon, and he's the one doing the shooting, isn't a healthy way to go about it. Well, maybe his tech spec can shed some light on his personality. Function: double agent. In my business, there's no friends, only suspects. Punch the Autobot transforms into Counterpunch the Decepticon to infiltrate enemy installations. Cool-headed. A robot of few words, reveals little of his true self to either side. Maximum car speed 160 miles per hour, uses twin mortar launcher in Autobot mode, photon cannon in Decepticon mode. Well, that doesn't help explain anything that we didn't already know. And unfortunately, because this season didn't go past 3 episodes, we never get to see this spy dynamic and what other hijinks he might get himself into. Well, let me know in the comments any info you might have on Punch or Counterpunch from the comics, or perhaps the Japanese cartoon that continued after the US show ended. I do wonder what the Decepticons think about there being a nearly identical Autobot to Counterpunch. But maybe they wouldn't question it that much because this season did introduce the Decepticon clones and the Autobot clones, and maybe in Counterpunch's case, it's just his vehicle mode that's the same and his robot mode that's different. I think this concept is all but confirmed when Counterpunch refers to Punch as his counterpart.
You deal with my Autobot counterpart.
I do imagine if he keeps acting the way that he does in this clip, where he announces his presence, that one day he's just going to forget to transform into Counterpunch, walk into Decepticon headquarters, and then we all know what's going to happen then. Well, regardless of how that all plays out, I do really enjoy this figure and what it does. It gives a lot of playability, a lot of options, and ways to use him. And if you were a kid playing with him and you didn't care about the arms, you can make a quick transformation by just rotating these around and flipping the head, and you go from Autobot to Decepticon in seconds. To my knowledge, there was no other Transformer like this guy, which makes him really cool. I like him a lot. And that's all I have to say about Punch. So please like, subscribe, leave me a comment, transform, and roll out.